Dạ, thì con đứng phía trên. Hello, my name is Đăng Khoa Phạm and today is my informative speech about the placebo effect. So imagine this, you are a soldier in the war and you are heavily injured. The nurse patched you up and then hand you a set painkiller. You've taken it unknowingly what it was, but you trust the nurse about it is a painkiller. After you've taken it, you feel better. You feel your stamina restored and it just seemingly like a normal painkiller. However, years later you learn that what you've taken that day is not a painkiller, it's just salt water. But what happened then? How did you feel better? And was it just the last bit of a painkiller that she gave you? Well, that phenomenon is called a placebo effect. It is a psychological response that where a person's health, either mental, either physical or mental, getting better after getting a fake treatment. By, by faking the brain, thinking that they are getting the real treatment. And this has been proven effective in improving the patient outcome. As a psychology student, I have conducted a scientific study, medical commentaries, and other sources, and I have put together what is to inform you what is a placebo effect. So let's get to the definition. What is a placebo effect? It is a procedure proven. Uh, it is a inactive treatment and still produce real improvement, according to Carlton Erickson, writing in the addition professional describes an inert treatment that still lead into a measurable health change. One of an earliest and dramatic example is according to Henry Beecher, an anesthesiologist in the US Army. He ran out of morphine, so he just injected wounded soldier with saline instead. Many still experience pain relief because of the brains believe they are receiving a real treatment. This shows that just with expectation and belief can shape how the brain thinks about the symptom. So now that we know about the symptom, now that we know about the placebo effect, let's get into the mechanism. So neuroimaging research show that placebo active a real biological system. Rosa Maria de la Fuente Fernandez and her research team found that placebo caused a substantial release of dopamine in the striatum of Parkinson patient. In pain study, a group of researchers in Vancouver found that placebo stimulate natural opioids, a chemical act like a morphine, to block brain signal. So the relief people feel is not imaginary, it is a real chemical. So how does it work? Professor Benedetti, not in the placebo effect documentary, that the placebo effect might trigger a mechanism of expectation. When a patient believes a treatment will help, the brain will activate the reward pathway and the pain modulation systems. So in another way, it's like Pavlov dog. People are trained to associate cues like doctor, medication, injection with relief. So over time, those cues alone can trigger the body healing response. So how does it work in real medical condition? A review by Nezevic and other researchers report that placebo reduce pain intensity by activating opioid and cannabinoid pathway. It's also the same review explains that the placebo treatment can improve mood and activate brain region involved emotional regulation. The study by Fuente Fernandez and her colleagues show that patients experience improve motor function, and increase dopamine release after placebo treatment. The placebo effect documentary describes how some surgery, when no real surgical intervention is performed, can sometimes produce improvement equal to real surgery, such as pelvic adhesion pain. So why does it matter? In the 2015 documentary, The Placebo Effect, the crew emphasized that healing often depends on the tone and the white gown, the belief that doctor will help them. So this highlights how expectation and communication can shape a patient outcome. The placebo effect documentary also showed that an open label placebo where the patient are given the pills that literally labeled as a placebo and it still show improved symptoms. In a 2008 study called It's Possible to Harness the Placebo Effect Without Fooling the Patient or Without Deceiving Them, half of the volunteers get a bottle of pills actually labeled placebo, and they still have 59% improvement compared to 35% of those who doesn't receive anything. So in understanding placebo mechanism can help clinicians strengthen communication, build trust, and create environment to support the patient. As the research in psychology and neuroscience continue to expand, the placebo effect reminds us that healing is not always about chemical or procedure. Our expectation and belief are much larger role in health than we once imagined. It leaves us with a question. If we just believe or belong, we can beat disease. What else can we do? What else can we achieve with such an expectation? That's it. Thank you for listening.